It gives me great pleasure to announce on stage Bahle Goba, Group Manager Human Resources at ArcelorMittal SA. So Bahle has extensive experience in developing and implementing people and organization improvement solutions. She's highly experienced and has a proven track record in facilitating change and transformation initiative across multiple public and private sector industries with diverse and complex environments. Before joining ArcelorMittal South Africa, Bahle was a CEO at the Institute of Bankers in South Africa. She also has 15 years management consulting experience, having worked for Nokusa Consulting and Accenture. Bahle holds a master's in business administration from Hood College in Maryland, USA, and a Bachelor of Business Administration from Indiana University of Pennsylvania in Pennsylvania, USA. Please put your hands together for Bahle Goba.
Good morning, everybody. Program Director, fellow participants, the Rising Stars colleagues. It's a great pleasure to be part of this event and to be amongst some of the most brilliant and talented young professionals in South Africa. I think as young talent in South Africa, you're very fortunate to be given an opportunity to define the future that you want and the kind of leadership that you want. When I entered the world of work, this was in the 90s or 80s. I'm selling my age. I was just given a desk and told that this is what you need to do. Nobody asked me what my expectations were and what I would like to achieve, what career aspirations I have. So I think as a young talent here today, you are very fortunate. And I'd like to implore you to really take this opportunity because you're going to define your world of work and the future for your other colleagues out there. On behalf of ArcelorMittal South Africa, I welcome you today at this prestigious event of the Rising Star Conference. I would just like to start off by reiterating what was said last year. As South Africans, we do not have to stand back and think that we're not doing anything about talent. Compared to the rest of the world, we are miles ahead. This is evident when you look around the room and when you look at the caliber of the talent that has taken part in the Rising Stars competition. I must admit that the competition really displayed phenomenal talent. The theme of this address is topical and very current to our situation, moving with the times. We are all aware that the only constant thing is change. And one thing for sure, change will always be with us. And we have to adapt and rise up to the challenge and find ways of responding to the change. There have been a number of revolutions in our lifetime and throughout history. But the one that really impacts us currently is the digital revolution. And the digital revolution is a perfect example of change and how this affects us and how we have been forced to move with the times. Scientists have concluded that the start of the digital revolution occurred the year 2002. This was the year that the digital storage overtook analog storage. A study published in the Science Express journal tracked analog and digital storage between 1986 and 2007. The study showed that the humankind has stored more than 295 billion gigabytes of data since 1986. But before the digital revolution, the lion's share of this information was stored in analog videotapes and the like. I don't know how many of you used the vinyl records for music. I've got stacks and stacks from that I inherited from my dad. But all that has changed. But the vinyl records accounted for 14% of stored data. Audio accounted for, audio cassettes accounted for 12%, and photography 8%. It was not until the year 2000 that the digital storage made a significant contribution, contributing 25% to data storage total in 2000. In 1986, the share of paper-based storage media began decreasing from 33% to 0.007% in 2007. And general computing capacity from 1986 through 2007 grew at an annual rate of 58%. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see the magnitude of the change and the impact that it is having in our lives and in the world of work. And the world capacity of bi-directional telecommunication through devices like cell phones grew at 28% per year. Overall, the world shared 65 exabytes of information through telecommunication devices. At the same time, worldwide growth of unidirectional information through broadcast channels and the like grew at only 6% a year during the period. Even so, in 2007, humankind broadcast 1.9 zettabytes of information through technologies such as television and GPS. That's equivalent to every person in the world reading 174 newspapers every day. The telecommunications business has been dominated by digital technologies since 1990, with 99.9% of the digital formats in 2007. Currently, the digital universe contains 4.4 trillion gigabytes, and it's doubling every 2 years. That means by 2020, it will hit 4 trillion gigabytes. To put this into perspective, the sheer volume of world digital data would fill a stack of iPad Air tablets extending 2/3 the distance of the moon. By 2020, this stack would extend from the Earth to the moon 6.6 times due to the rate of data growth. This is all based on mature markets. By 2020, the percentage will flip, and emerging markets, including the BRICS, will account for the majority of the data. This year, 20% of data has touched the cloud. And by 2020, that percentage will double to 40%. So today, 18% of data is being generated by mobile devices, and by 2020, this will be 27%. All these facts illustrate the point about change and its magnitude and the impact that it has in our lives. Do we continue along the analog route, or do we adapt and embrace the technology that will allow us to thrive? These are the dilemmas that face most businesses today, as there are many changes in the micro and the macro environments which impact the way we do work. One of these changes is the workforce currently entering the market. We now have, for the first time, 4 generational groups working along each other with different needs. In order to have a successful business, these needs must be aligned with the business model to ensure success in terms of attraction, retention, and profitability. These differences amongst the generations complicate matters due to the lack of knowledge and the lack of understanding our expectations as different generations. The baby boomers expect a big office and they respect positional power, but the Y generation will respect positional power only if it is earned. And this fundamental difference to the same concept means that all generations must understand each other and for this knowledge to be shared. So today is a great opportunity for this, for the interaction, for the kind of dialogue that we need to have to be able to create that understanding and come to a point where we have a way of interacting with each other, working with each other, and creating the workplace of the future. As the prominent generation, soon to be dinosaurs, the baby boomers, they need to adjust their thinking to accommodate this change. What attracts young talent to business? Is it the thought of a corner office, a fast car, and position? Or are they more interested in the greenness, in how we treat the environment, and what the business is doing for local community? As a collective, all of you are experts in your own rights and deal with these things on a daily basis. But I would like to share some of the possibilities that we as employers can implement to assist in moving this with the times. In order to attract talent, we as a nation often fail our young generation and underprepare them for the world of work. I just cited an example of when I entered the world of work, where I just had to get on with it and read the policies and adapt and comply with the policies. Deviation was not tolerated. Asking questions, challenging, was not necessarily the right thing to do. You've heard of career limiting move. It was quite a common phrase during my early days of employment. Yes, but then we have to adapt because the world of work is changing. We need to provide more career guidance, and we need to rethink what we provide in the career guidance curriculum, as many people are currently being prepared for careers that do not exist. And when recruiting, alternative sources should be used rather than print media. And there are many social networks that can be used for this purpose, such as the career job boards, Twitter, etc. And I'm sure most of the people sitting here are using different platforms and mostly driven by technology. And once we have recruited our talent, it is imperative that they are thoroughly entrenched in an internal talent management program. And this program should take care of their development and offer promising career. And that's what is reiterated time and again with regards to the young talent. They want to know what their next move is going to be. And it doesn't have to be 5 years before they actually make that move. So how do we accommodate them to make sure that we retain them and that their aspirations are catered for? At ArcelorMittal, we have established a development pipeline of talent to supply our skills needs. At any given time, we have approximately 2,000 young talent being developed through various means and mechanisms. For all our bursars at university, we provide a cradle-to-grave concept, whereby we provide additional study assistance to ensure success. This has allowed our bursars to have a throughput of about 85%, as opposed to the 15 to 20% throughput at our universities in general. We have acknowledged that due to changes in curriculum, the learners attending university require more attention, and all our learners go through a brain profiling program before attending universities, so that we can show them how their brains function and match them to their ideal learning style. Due to the changes in basic education over time, we have observed that mathematics, science, computer science, and English proficiency is on the decline. And as a company that makes steel, maths and science is fundamental to the knowledge that we build towards developing our engineers. In order to address this, we have created science centers in all the provinces where we operate, and we actually use the expertise and skills of the people in the areas where we operate, but also the experienced and skilled engineers that we've got in the organization. And the science centers provide the approved Department of Education curriculum to selected learners from previously disadvantaged schools. This improves the overall marks and affords them the opportunity to enter our talent pipeline after they have completed grade 12. So we build our pipeline from grade 10. And also attraction is key in getting the right skill sets into the business. However, how do we retain our talent? A good employee value proposition is also required. And there are many different kinds of EVP models, and they all point to similar things. In order to move with the times, we must address the EVP focus areas, keeping the generations in mind. The kind of benefits that were previously attractive tools may no longer be applicable today. Some of the key focus areas for our EVP is, yes, financial reward is important, but non-financial reward benefits are also important. The kind of programs that we have include wellness programs, work-life balance, and working arrangements. As you know, our industry is not sexy and clean, and women generally prefer that kind of an environment. So we try to make it appealing to our female employees as well. People also want to connect, to have an affiliation with the company. So the mission and vision and values must also resonate with the generation that we're trying to attract. And the reputation of the company and branding should also present the quality and care for the environment. Recognition must also constantly be a part of the package. Communication is key as well. But the vehicle used is very important and should not be limited to just flyers, etc. But also social media platforms should be embraced where allowed within the organization. The other element is development of employees. And this action cannot be understated as it is of prime importance to the changing landscape. In the ArcelorMittal South Africa context, the development of our employees has high priority. As a global company, we have a program called Global Employee Development Program. The program incorporates a performance management system, talent management, and succession management. We have a global corporate university situated in Luxembourg in Europe, from which we have many of our leaders participating. This process not only offers the knowledge component, but also provides the opportunity for international exposure and networking. To cater for the younger generation and for the employees that are mobile, we use mobile learning systems and different mobile platforms throughout the organization. Career is also a key element of our EVP, and part of the career development pathways includes what we term temporary exchange programs, providing international exposure within our group, and the capturing of this knowledge gained in these programs is shared throughout the organization using e-learning platforms. We make use of social tools to capture this organizational knowledge and disseminate to our knowledge seekers. A number of tools had been made available and for this purpose, which incorporate a learning portal, which forms the basis of our career development, allowing blogs, communication of communities of experts, social communication platforms, for the business. And we also use platforms such as Yammer, Fuse, and LinkedIn. We also have introduced a Y career model that allows our employees to choose between specialist field and managerial role. This allows the flexibility for people that don't necessarily want to develop into the mainstream management career path, but we allow for specialization. Within this development framework, coaching and mentoring is of paramount importance, and we have a global mentoring program in place with 500 mentors spread across the globe. So this is the benefit of a global company that actually encourages and focuses on people development. And all our mentors and mentees are trained in generational theory to ensure optimal teamwork. Work content is also another key element of our employee value proposition, and ensuring that our employees are engaged in meaningful work and have the autonomy and the opportunity to be innovative. Health and wellness is one of our key elements as well. We have numerous health and wellness programs that are implemented to cater for lifestyle management. I would now like to invite you all to attend the sessions throughout the day, especially the breakaway sessions, where this theme will permeate throughout the different sessions. And these sessions are designed to be interactive, so please provide your input, your insights at the forums to strengthen the South African context in terms of dealing with change. And I think I have just scratched the surface with this content, and I'm sure there are many of you that are experts in this field. However, my aim was just to set the scene in terms of the subject, stimulating your ideas to enable learning from each other and hopefully implement what we have learned here today. So in conclusion, I would like to urge you, and particularly the young talent, to seize the opportunity today to define the world of work as you'd like to see it and experience it in future. And this is your opportunity to set the standards, to provide the guidelines that will sustain the business today and into the future. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day.